If you've been eyeing your backyard and want to get moving on your dream ADU, then you're probably wondering, how big can my ADU be? In our video about financing an ADU, we talked about how your budget is going to have a big impact on how large you can build. But even if the sky is the limit money-wise, you still have to comply with state and local ADU size regulations. Hi, I'm Caitlin, the CEO at Maxable, and the huge changes in ADU regulations that began in 2017 are at the heart of why we started this company. It's much easier to build an ADU now than it ever was before, and we've helped advocate and even write some of the state and local ordinances that have now gone into effect. In fact, guiding homeowners through this part of the planning process and helping educate is our favorite part of our job. The state of California gives everyone who owns a single-family home the right to build an ADU and a JADU, a junior accessory dwelling unit. People who own duplexes or apartments can build even more ADUs, and you can learn about that in our video about multifamily properties. The regulations I'm going to be talking about here are the baseline sizes that absolutely everyone in the state of California with a single family home zone in a residential neighborhood is entitled to build. In some of the jurisdictions, you can even build bigger. By the way, what exactly is a jurisdiction? It's the local government body that has the power to make the rules in your area. Sometimes it's the city, sometimes it's the county. It depends on where your parcel is. That's why it's so crucial to work with a designer who's familiar with the rules and has enough experience with ADUs to know how much this matters. The state size regulations are complex enough that we made a chart to help you understand them, and you can download it from the button in the description below. Let's get started. What is the very smallest ADU or JADU that you can build? It's 150 square feet, and that's really tiny because it also has to fit a bathroom and an efficiency kitchen. The next number has to do with JADUs. The maximum size they can be is 500 square feet. If you're not familiar with what a JADU is, check out our video, What is a JADU? Now we come to a big cutoff number, 750 square feet. If you build an ADU less than 750 square feet, you don't have to pay development and impact fees. But larger than 750 square feet, you do. Development and impact fees support local infrastructure. It's hard to predict exactly how much those fees are going to be, but they can go as high as $10,000 and in rare cases even more. So if you're on the fence about size and you're on kind of a strict budget, you might want to choose to say smaller than 750 square feet. Next, we come to 800 square feet. This is also a very important number. This is the maximum size every single family home in the state of California is allowed to build. It doesn't matter what your floor area ratio is or how much of your lot is already taken up by your main house or any other local rules. You are always allowed to build an 800 square foot ADU with a 4-foot side and a 4-foot rear setback and a 16-foot height limit. That's one story. If you want to build bigger or taller, it's going to depend on your local ordinance. And an ordinance is local legislation that modifies the city's municipal code. The municipal code is the place where the local rules regarding zoning, engineering, or building live. In the past, jurisdictions that were not very friendly to ADUs passed ordinances intended to make building so restrictive and so expensive that homeowners would just give up. And the state wants to prevent this. So in 2020, it passed a bunch of new laws about how restrictive local ordinances can be. So this brings us to the next section of our chart. If your lot is not in conflict with other local rules about things like floor area ratio, then the state says your jurisdiction must allow you to build an ADU that's at least 850 square feet if it has 1 bedroom, and at least 1,000 square feet if it has 2 bedrooms or more. But what if your jurisdiction hasn't passed a local ADU ordinance? Then you have to go off the state rules, which are, if the ADU is attached to your house, you can build up to 50% of the main home's square footage. And don't worry, if your home is small, you're always entitled to that 800 square foot, whether or not the ADU is attached or detached. Now, if you're building a detached ADU, per the state regulations, you can build up to 1,200 square feet. So finally, we come to the last part of the chart, unlimited. If you have an existing accessory building, like a barn, for example, you can convert it to an ADU with no size limit at all. Now, be aware this is still very, very new to jurisdictions, and so there might be some pushback from those in the planning department. And in all of the 100 active ADU projects we have yet to convert a structure above 1,200 square feet, but we do like a good challenge. Okay, so I know this stuff is a little confusing, and I'm not gonna lie. Dealing with your city or your county's planning department as they get used to these new laws can be a little challenging. And building an ADU is not a DIY project unless you are a professional. For everyone else, hire a pro, like Maxable. And we can help explain all your options, and make sure to download that size chart and subscribe to our channel for more ADU tools and resources that you'll find helpful.